Hello everyone, Aquan Blinja here. We are back with another video of Fnia Another Story, Chapter 2, I guess. That's what we are gonna be dubbing it, I guess, for this series. Okay, so what happened last time? So last time we continued on a month, I believe, after the first chapter. So, um, John, he's working as a mechanic, as the true ending as of the first game, and he is joined up with Alex. They head down to the pizzeria or convention to meet the goals, and they encounter this security guard that um, was said in the first game. I forgot her name already, but we're about to see her. So yeah. Um, so a little spoilers because I have been receiving comments, especially from the creator of the game, about like the music or sound of the videos. Um, the issue with the sound and everything else whenever I record these videos is I try to steer away from any copyright music. So if a game has copyright music, or I believe it does, um, I will just turn down the music to 0. And I don't have any video editing softwares where I can add non-copyright music or music that YouTube allows. So, if you all guys have a good free like software that I can use to edit videos, I would really love to know. Um, but yeah, with that out of the way, let's get back in. Okay, so what about you? How do you feel about the manager, and how does he feel about you? She ignored me. She doesn't want to talk about it. Christy? Oh yeah, so Christy. Oh, also, one other thing. So I'm not sure if I mentioned this in previous videos or not, but I would really love it if there's an indicator um whenever it transfers to John and Alex, because that does happen in this story and in the first one too, where like sometimes whenever like it's Alex's point of view, it would just cut to Alex, like without like saying who you are or whatever. You just gotta assume. Um. So yeah. Um. Like maybe like add like a little like transition scene, saying like Alex's point of view or something like that. Or meanwhile, um, to transfer from person to person. Just a few like ideas there. Okay, so sorry for getting off topic. But yeah, the like crew wants me to like say some stuff about the game and help. So yeah. I hear you. Just if you do the job and follow rules, then everything will be fine. I heard that the manager did something to the security guard who worked here before me. It seemed that one of the girls mentioned something about this. Did someone tell you, or did you see it yourself? I heard it all myself. When I approached the manager's office, I heard him arguing with someone. As far as I understood from their conversation, the reason for the conflict was the poor treatment of this person with animatronics. When I entered the office, the first thing he said to me was, "I hope you won't be as stupid as him. The manager treats me well, but lately I haven't seen him at work. Some other man comes in his place." First of all, when this man took office, he said that he wanted to get acquainted with all the documents on the account of Emily Johnson and all the staff. He even replaced some staff. I think he knows what he's doing. Wait, what happened to the old manager? I don't know, maybe he got sick, but I definitely heard the new manager talking on the phone with the old manager. You talk about them strangely. Do they at least have names? I was ignored again. See, like, the transition, it fades, but it still, like, kinda is like a weird scene transition from person to person. I went to one of the rooms where the stage was located. I noticed that someone was sitting on the stage. The girl, of course, who else? When I took a few steps towards the stage, I noticed that she was sitting with her eyes closed. Was she asleep? But Laura, is someone there? When she said that, I stopped and just stood there and waited for something. Perhaps no? I turned around and motioned for Bonnie to stay where she was and now follow me. Turning around and getting ready to go, I turned to her again, put my fingers to her lips, thereby telling her not to make noise. I began to slowly move towards the stage while holding my weapons so that I would not ring during my walk. Oh wow. Just Alex is on edge. Come on, I can hear you breathing. No, I want to reach notice. Something held my breath. By the way, I didn't check how long I can hold my breath. Seems to be a world record for holding your breath for about 9 minutes. Wonder if I can beat him or just faint from lack of oxygen. Okay, so as I was talking to the person who designed the game, this is another thing, is that he puts a lot of unneeded detail um, into it. Like, this could have been shortened a lot. It's like when you write an essay and you write way too many paragraphs. um, I mean, it's cool information and stuff. It's just really not super relevant, so it could be condensed down by a lot. I do not know how long I stood there. I didn't have a wristwatch, and taking out my phone is an extra noise. I turned to Bonnie. She just stood there in the same place and silently watched me. You haven't been breathing for quite a while, Freddy. I very carefully and quietly went up to the stage and approached the new girl. She opened her eyes. I walked around her in a circle and noticed another girl sat on the edge of the stage and looked at me in surprise. I also showed her not to make noise and stood a little behind the girl with her eyes closed. I think I'm running out of oxygen. I think if I don't start breathing, I'll faint from this whole scene will be useless. Scare her should be fun. Don't do it, man. Uh, hmm. Which one? Don't do it. It's better just not to do it. I just had tail after she turned to me. Who are you? I have the same question for you. I'm Alex. My name is Belor. Please, the next time you're near me, I'd like to know about it. Next time? Do you think I'm gonna stay here or come back here? As far as I understand, you're the Alex that Bonnie was talking about. She said in addition to your behavior and your appearance, but unfortunately, I can't look at you. Why? See, if Alex was there with Chrissy and John, he would have gotten the information he needed. She came close to me and opened her eyes. I'm blind, man. This has to probably be one of my most favorite lines so far. I looked to the side and noticed Spy walk out to the stage. Can you get away from me already? Why? Are you comfortable with me? I hugged her. Believe me, everything suits me. Then what's the problem? Listen, Palm, I'm just unpredictable, and sometimes I do things that some will find strange or even unacceptable. Just listen character flaws right there, buddy. For example, instead of answering, I kissed her. She didn't resist. I heard Bonnie giggle after I did that. Man, this guy's a pimp. this guy, literally in front of Bonnie, kissed Belora, and he just met her. Come on. I mean, it didn't say on the lips, so he could have just kissed her cheek or something, but come on. I mean, it's good that Bonnie just giggled, but come on. Alex, have some decency, buddy. I stood silently near the office door, leaning against the wall and looking at my feet. Sometimes I would hold my gaze on Christy and look at her thoughtfully, but when I quickly looked away, perhaps afraid that she might look at me at that very moment. I'm sure Alex is having fun right now, well, or else creating problems for himself. Principal, I don't care about him, but he's kind of my friend now. Glanced at the wall clock, the time showed 1:22. At some point, I wanted to find Alex and just watch what he was doing. At least it'll definitely be more interesting than just sitting here and waiting for something unclear. I think I'm going to do that now. I moved away from the wall and took a few steps out of the office. At the same moment, Christy stopped me. Where are you going? I have no idea. I'll probably find Alan to make sure he doesn't break anything. Can he do it? Believe me, you can expect literally anything from him. In that case, I'm coming with you. At least I have a taser. I also have a weapon, and it would definitely be better than the usual shotgun, I want to say, but I didn't say. Okay, let's go. Where do you think your friend might be? Anywhere. I'm not even sure he's still in the building. And that you will look into every room? No, I'm more than sure he is now wandering somewhere in the new part of the building. We call this part of the building Funtime as well as the new animatronics. Useful information. When we passed by the storeroom, someone took me by the hand and pulled me back slightly. Of course, it's Spring Bonnie. When I turned around, I saw Spring Bonnie who was looking at me with a serious look. She looked me up and down. At that time, Chrissy was standing a little further down the corridor, and apparently she was wondering what would happen next. She ran her hand through my hair and tilted my head slightly to the side. I noticed that she was looking at my neck, most likely looking at the scar. With the finger of her other hand, she traced the scar and then slightly moved away from me. You've changed, John. She quickly her she changed her serious expression to the smile I was used to. People tend to change. The most that has changed in me is the color of my hair and the scar on my neck. I dyed my hair brown. I have no idea why. Perhaps by this I want to tell myself that I'm starting a new life. Or you've been hanging out with Alex too much. I think that might be the issue. And then the expensive clothes. People often change clothes. I don't see much change in this. At the moment, I was wearing a brown leather jacket and a white t-shirt with blue jeans. If I met such a person on the street, I wouldn't even pay attention to him. You've changed too, your hair. Hair dye doesn't last forever. Yes, and where did the rest of your clothes go? I feel more free this way. Besides, I can walk at night without clothes. Where's your friend? Alex? I don't know for sure, but I can say with certainty that he's somewhere here. Well, find him. Can you find Alex yourself? If I need him, at least for some reason, I would have already found him. Okay, shall we go? I'm not detaining you. Go ahead. Chrissy and I immediately moved on. What just happened? I have no idea. She was wondering why I looked like this. When we went out in the main hall, I had one obvious question about Spring Pie. Hey, did Spring Pie happen to be watching you? Maybe only for the first 2 weeks. Then she seemed bored with me. That was funny during construction. And what happened? Let's put it this way. The workers complained that a yellow rabbit was watching them and thereby hindering them from concentrating. The manager told her several times to stop doing it and she didn't listen to him. At one point, he got tired of it and just turned her off. The other girls didn't like it very much, but they didn't know how to turn her on. And they asked you for help? And they asked me for help. Unfortunately, or fortunately, I didn't know how to turn on Spring Bar. She was turned on for about a week, and then she was turned on. She didn't seem to be angry for what was done to her. Maybe she didn't even realize what had been done to her. Maybe we don't know. Well, who are you? I approached the girl resembling Freya in appearance. I examined her head to toe. She and Chun did the same, but was silent. Okay, so Funtime Frey's appearance in this is actually really cool. I actually want to say that about Ballora too. So the fun thing about the creator of this game, and uh hopefully in future games, um not just this one, but with my games and other like visual novels that come out for Fnia after time, they go ahead and make edits to the characters, making their own fanverse of Fnia in a way. You know how like FNAF has like Pop Goes or like um flunties and stuff like that. I kind of hope for something like that, where um, like you have your own AUs where the goals are not just the same look, and feel. So that's how this game um, really is interesting with the character designs. Along with this game, Phrase Pizzeria, like Fnia and Phrase Pizzeria, is a prequel to Fnia to Time Designing, and that also is edited sprites for the characters. So, um, yeah. So, let's continue. I approached her girl resembling Frey in appearance. I examined her from head to toe. She and Trim did the same, but was silent. Her name is Funtime Freddy. I'm more or less resigned when I am left as a red message only on Facebook. She can't answer you, Alex. Why? All this time I was looking at another Frey. After Bonnie said that, I saw Frey make some hand gestures. Oh, she can't speak. Inconsiderate. You are inconsiderate. Like, to be honest, Alex, you could have gotten all of this information if you had just stuck with John for a few minutes. I watched the gestures she made and surprisingly more or less understood them. I thought I had long forgotten what they had meant. Insulin? What? American Sign Language. I tried to remember what the gesture she showed me meant, or showed meant, and when I understood them, I tried to answer her. I'm sure that she hears and understands us, but they do not hear and do not understand her. In Aslan, I'm sure no one understands you here, do they? She smiled when I spoke in her language and approached me without any fear. In Aslan, Mary understands me. The rest of the time, I'm just here as a decoration. You don't have to think about yourself like that. I'm surprised you know sign language. You don't realize someone who would know him. What? No. Huh? Personification? And what do you think a person who knows sign language should look like? She didn't answer me in any way. I thought so. I looked first at below. She was standing a little behind me. When Funtime Freddy, new acquaintances are good, aren't they, at least? At the moment, everything swam before my eyes, and a pretty strong dizziness appeared. For some reason, at that moment, I couldn't do anything. It feels like I was just watching from the sidelines. So as we found out last video, Alex hasn't been feeling too good lately, from what I understand. Um, which is really weird. Also, another side note is I'm not sure if I said this in the previous video, but I like the fact that like the animatronics or at the Funtimes have like disabilities and stuff like that. I find it as a interesting character concept for this. So, um, yeah. It looks like everyone who could see noticed that I felt bad. As soon as Bonnie noticed this, she immediately got up on stage and ran up to me. What's the matter with you? Are you okay? She said with a little anxiety in her voice. Yes, Alice reacted about the same way when she saw it. Okay, just checking the time on the video. Okay, seems to me a little bad. I'm done. I feel like Alice should tell the truth at least once. Do I look like I'm okay? No, I'm definitely not okay. Alex, that, that kind of sounded a little blunt. This shit has happened to me for about a week now, and I am sure that this will continue to happen. But I also continue to look at me with a little sadness. I more or less started to come to my senses. The pain has passed, but the slight dizziness still remains. When I looked at Funtime Freya, I realized that she was waiting for me to look at her. What's going on with you? I like to know myself, but I think I can guess. She looked at me expectantly, but I didn't answer her. There were two options, or I'm slowly dying or going crazy. There you are. I knew that sooner or later they would start looking for me, and I think I guessed who exactly offered to find me. When we entered the room, Alex standing on the stage immediately attracted our attention. As I expected, he's here. It was possible to guess that he was here. We got closer to the stage. As you can see, I didn't do anything, at least nothing bad. See, okay, that was the most weirdest transition. Like, I didn't even notice it. What could he do? Christy said the same in the way only I could hear. I answered her exactly the same way. Trust me, you could have done anything. Don't whisper in front of others. Well, Alex, are you making friends? Or enemies? Christy looked at me questioningly. Trust me, he makes enemies as his lives he makes friends. John's right, and believe me, you better not be my enemy. Apparently at that moment, someone came into the room because I heard footsteps behind me. I turned around and saw another girl who stopped a few steps from the entrance to the room. Okay, so 20 minutes into the video, so that's it for today's video. We're gonna continue and see who this other girl is. If I had to guess with Funtimes and stuff, I think it's gonna be Circus Baby, but we will see that in the next video. I hope you all guys enjoyed the video. As say before in previous videos, I'll be linking the game in the description down below if you want to play yourself. And if you like the video, I would highly suggest you subscribe, like, and click that notification bell for future videos. And I will see you all guys in the next video. Have a good day.